Today, we are going to be looking at 5 things that you should avoid in your bio when you're starting out on Tinder. So before we get into the 5 lists of the things that you should avoid doing in your bio, the big question remains, should you even have a bio? Now, I know what you're thinking, that leaving your bio blank is the way to go. It's just kind of cool, it shows you haven't put in too much effort and you're not a tryhard. Well, that is definitely not the case. To answer your question, yes, you need a bio. So recently a study took place which included thousands of profiles, and the real thing that they were measuring was whether or not a bio has any impact on how many matches a man can get. Now, what they found was pretty crazy, comparing just no bio and a bio. I'm not talking about some profound, intelligent, witty bio. I'm talking about anything. They found that a bio versus a non-bio, bio's got 4 times more matches. 4 times more likely. That's crazy. 4 times as many matches is a lot. If you're someone who's only getting 2 matches a week and you don't have a bio, you know the first thing to change right now. But look, this video isn't about why you need a bio. It's more about some of the common mistakes that a lot of people make, and a lot of people make them regularly. So without any further ado, let's jump into the 5 things that you should avoid when you are writing your bio. Number 1. I wanted to put this one first because we've just spoken about why you shouldn't leave your bio blank, and this is pretty much the same thing. This is a tiny step above just leaving your bio blank, but the same thing applies. She'll either think you're lazy, you haven't tried, you haven't put in any effort, you can't spell, you're hiding something, whatever it is, it's just not good. Go take a little bit of effort, put in some time, and you'll see the results. So look, if you were really struggling to figure out what the hell to put in your bio, I don't blame you. A lot of people are thinking that way. Just don't settle for something crap like this. Even if you're being completely unoriginal and you're stealing someone else's line.
We are going to steal. 2.
Tinder has changed a lot over the years. I don't know if you've just hopped on Tinder, you're planning to get on Tinder, you've been on it for years. Whatever you have heard, I'm telling you right now, every single girl on there definitely isn't on there just for sex. Definitely not. There is a plethora of profiles out there that either are just straightforward sexual and you know what you're looking for in a one-night stand, or they're just sleazy sexual innuendos. Even if you are completely joking, you just don't want her to make those assumptions about you and jump to the conclusion that you are someone that's purely searching for sex. Most women have faced some sort of unwarranted sexual advances on Tinder, or just someone being a sleazebag and disrespectful. Don't give her any reason to think that you could be one of those guys. So please, steer clear of any sexual innuendos, anything just, a tad sexual in your bio, and anything definitely single and ready to mingle, anything like that. Just please get rid of that. Stop making demands. I'm not sure where this has come to be, but for whatever reason on Tinder there is a bunch of dudes listing, I want this, I want that, you have to fit this mold of exactly the girl I want. That's bullshit. Who the fuck are you? There are plenty of douchebag pickup artists out there that are going to tell you to act in this certain way, or be kind of disrespectful to women. It's bullshit. Absolute bullshit, especially on Tinder. So get that way of thinking completely out of your head. Other than the fact that you won't be very successful, you just sound like a dickhead, mate. If you were making these demands before you have even met, what is she going to be thinking about when you guys are, actually seeing each other or dating? I have heard from plenty of women firsthand that they have swiped left on a bunch of good-looking dudes purely because they seem like a control freak arsehole from their bio. So avoid any demands or preferences in your bio and just be open to who you're going to meet. Because one of those girls that maybe didn't tick your boxes or fit to your list of needs could have potentially been the girl of your dreams. Be open to who you're going to meet. would have thought people hate bad spelling? In a recent study, they reviewed the words that get the worst reply rates on Tinder. And believe it or not, the top 5 were all slang, netspeak, misspelt words. Even your punctuation is important, and the same survey showed 93% of people suggested that they actually are more attracted to people when they end their sentences correctly. Taking the time to just piece together your messages, even using basic spelling, can make you stand out from the rest of the pack. It shows you're intelligent enough, but also just taking a tiny little bit of effort to ensure that there isn't any spelling mistakes and you're not being lazy and you care about the conversation. So before you shoot off that message, do yourself a favor, just have a little skim proofread over your messages. I make mistakes all the time, and sometimes I catch some pretty funny autocorrects going back. So make sure that you do go back and check it. So anything like, I can't believe I'm on Tinder, or my friends just downloaded this for me last night. Basically, you're insulting your match's decision to get on Tinder in the first place because you getting on is such a ridiculous thing. Secondly, it could confuse people as to what your perception of Tinder actually is. So when I see a bio like this, what I think is it's someone who's never been on Tinder before. They've always seen it as this sleazy pickup sex app, and they've finally been convinced by their friends or whatever to hop on it. If you're jumping on this sex app, what does that mean that you're looking for? What I'm getting at is just being cynical. It can set you up off on one of many wrong foots right from the get-go. Avoid it at all costs. So that wraps it up for today, guys. Those have been the 5 things that you should avoid when you are starting out your bio on Tinder. Please subscribe if you've liked what you saw today. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. I'm going to get back to every single one. I'll try my best. And if you have a bio that you think you're sitting on that is absolute gold, put it down in the comments so we can all have a little laugh, have a geeze at it, and I'm sure it will entertain us. I promise I'm not just going to talk about all the negative. Stay tuned. I'm going to be talking about some things that you should do rather than things you just shouldn't. I'm looking forward to it. So until then, I'll see you later.